Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS. And we have so much to talk about, Trey,
A
because,
lot.
we had some episodes go out, but honestly, we were not together for a few weeks. And yeah, reunions.
I know.
Back together. It feels
You
so
being
good.
in Montana was just really, I was very disoriented. I wanted to call you and just be like, receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, and you wouldn't have gotten it.
Oh my gosh. You know what's so crazy is when I am in Dallas, I feel like I don't know, my mind's going like 100 miles a minute and I'm thinking of things. And when I'm in Montana, that is such my happy place. I was not thinking.
Are you just like on mountain time?
I'm on such mountain time.
I love that
was
for
not
you.
thinking of anything. There was not a stress in the world. Besides, everybody around me was kind of getting sick because my sister's kid was sick, and then Crew started getting. Anyways, it was like a snowball of a flu. And then Travis got sick, and I was like, oh gosh, I have to sleep by this man.
Like a
And I
mess.
was like, do not. You turn that way, I'll turn this way. We were back to back at the end of that trip, like sleeping, because I'm like, do not get me sick and do not use my pillow.
Tell us about the Montana house. Now that you're in, is it amazing? Is everything you dreamed of? Was it worth a 2-year wait?
I don't know if it's worth 2 years of a wait, but it's amazing. Trey's going to see it at the end of the month. And
Yes.
It's oh my gosh, it is everything I hoped it would be, but not finished. So there's more that I need it to be, but it's
What's not
amazing. So the staircase, the glass on the staircase wasn't done, but they did this like temporary railing, just so, because you have to have something there so you don't fall. But it still looked great with the temporary railing. They did a good job. A lot of the outside isn't finished because it's still snowing out. So they made us some literally they made stairs out of wood for the bottom part of our house because we had to get furniture in. There's some furniture pieces like our dining room table. We had it made, and I'm going to have them redo the top part of it because there was a knot in the wood, and then they put, I forget what it is, but they fill it with something. It's like something black. I don't know what it's called. But
Lacquer?
no, I forget what it is, but it was a little too much of that. Like I thought the knot was smaller, so they're going to redo the top of it. And then our chairs weren't in the dining room. The little tables that I was telling people about that were my
the real fancy ones?
Yeah, they're not even that fancy. They're just cute and cool.
When will they be in? Will I see them?
Hopefully you will see them.
I can't wait.
But there was a lot of little missing things. My children are so high maintenance. So we had sheets come in. I worked with a designer, so a lot of people are like, "Where'd you get this?" But I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I worked with a designer, and we ordered furniture a year ago because you have to order things early. But my kids at home, I'm very weird. And Travis is weird about pillows. So whenever we had the designer, I was like, don't buy our pillows, I'll buy them. Because my husband is like Princess and the Pea. And if he does not have a real cozy pillow, he will not be happy. So, and I know what he likes. He's very
He
high
travels
maintenance.
with pillows sometimes.
He does. He is very high. I remember whenever we first started dating, I had those, my Walmart pillows. And they were fine. When you grow up with not having the best of pillows, now I go to my parents' house and it feels like they have little marbles in their pillows because I have lived with Travis and I'm now a pillow snob as well. But before,
fancy pillows.
I could sleep on anything, and now I'm very picky with my pillows. And my mom and dad, they bought pillows that they thought were nice, but they're like mountains. They're you feel like you're sleeping on Mount Everest. Your head hurts.
A good pillow makes a difference. Zach,
Yes.
whenever we first started dating, was complaining about my pillow. So I bought him the most expensive pillow I can find on Amazon. It was $110. And now it is the only thing he will sleep on.
Yes, you have to have a good pillow.
And he throws a fit if he's not on his $110 pillow.
Yes. Well, here's the deal. If you go to Macy's during Black Friday, they have their you can buy $200 pillows for $70 because they had their big. So all those pillows I got on sale too. I was a baller with a budget.
You know what? That just reminds me of something. I was reading some of our reviews the other day, and their review was literally, Stephanie is too rich. That was the response. She's buying pillows at Macy's on Black Friday, y'all. Didn't you get all of your bedding for $3,000?
I got
a lot of beds.
Well, I got I got all my pillows and all my kitchen stuff and all my towels and stuff for $3,000. So
That's a good deal.
Everything, and there's 10 beds, everything on Black Friday at Macy's. It was amazing. So, and sorry, I'm not too rich. Maybe my husband is, but I really am not.
I don't think people realize how much of a baller on a budget you are. Where's this from?
This from Amazon. I have my little $40 Amazon tracksuit on. If you're watching us on YouTube, you know it's real cute. And yeah, so I don't know.
Someone showed me a dress that you were wearing the other day, and they were like, "Is this Valentino?" And I was like, "It's definitely Revolve. It's not Valentino."
No, so I don't, yeah.
But thank you for thinking that. I'm sure
I think
she loves that.
Whenever I did the show, I felt like I had, because I remember season 1 being very much myself, and everyone thought Brandy and I were sponsored by Lululemon. And then, when you're a housewife, you feel all of this pressure to really bring it. Clothing wise, I don't feel that anymore. I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna be cozy and myself, and I still buy expensive things, but I only wear those for like special occasions.
My favorite's when I walk in your closet. You're like, guess how much this was? Free. Guess how much this was? Free. You are thrifty.
I'm very thrifty. Yeah, people don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then let me flip that combo. What is the most expensive piece of furniture in your new house?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, here's another thing. I am a baller on the budget with furniture. So I found a table, my dining room table that I wanted. And it was from a very, very, very luxury brand.
How much? What brand? Restoration Hardware?
No, it was from, it was about $40,000. And it was from, I don't want to say the brand, but you'll
What
know.
is it?
When you see, oh my God. Hold on. It's where my fancy tables are from. So Holly Hunt. So it's a table. Holly Hunt designs this table that I loved, right? And it's nothing like like you'll see it and you'll be like, but if it's just like so clean and classic. So
did you have a knockoff table made?
So a lot of my furniture was made. So that table was nothing special. So I sent it to this guy, and he made like a better version of the table. So yeah, and it was still real expensive, but it wasn't $40,000. So like certain things, like that's why like my headboard that I have at my house right now, I had that custom made. I had the headboard at my new house. I mean, a lot of times people think custom made's more expensive, but you get exactly what you want.
Not necessarily.
And like our couches, I found, we went to the design district, and there was a couch, and I loved the style of it. I didn't really love the cushions of it, but a lot of that stuff you can put your own spin on and make it what you want. So, but yeah, that's one thing that I really wanted is this dining room table. And Travis was like, "That's crazy." I'm my designer. If you have a good designer, and that's another thing people don't realize. Whenever you work with designers, you do have to like pay like a percentage to them, but they get everything like a good 30 to 50% off.
Yeah, oftentimes they get discounts at stores, so it pays.
So it
offsets
really,
their markup.
A lot of times you will pay less using a designer and your house will look very finished than if you go and do it yourself and you're paying retail, because designers get everything at cost. So a lot of people think, it's like such a bad thing to use a designer. It's so expensive. You don't really pay for their time. You give them a percentage of what your cost is of the furniture that they end up buying. So I think it's great.
Do you think you'll eventually move full-time to Montana?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, but it has to be when the kids are out of school. That's my goal. Cruz is in a private school for kids with, dyslexia, ADD. And he has dyslexia, ADD, and dysgraphia, and he really needs to be there.
Is that one new?
Dysgraphia, it's kind of where it's where you have a hard time like writing and stuff. It's like more of like a motor skill. So he has multiple things he needs to be at a school. And he's like, his lowest grade right now is a 95. So he is killing it at school.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Killing it
him.
at school. Yeah. He has a girlfriend. And
Still?
Yeah, they've been together since summer. I don't even know if it's like they're like really good friends, I think. And, Christmas was, not too long ago. And he bought, like for her birthday, bought her a gift, jewelry. And then for Christmas, I was like, okay, we have to, like, I'm really weird with my kids. Like, if you have a girlfriend, you have to buy them a Christmas gift, right? Chance picked his girlfriend stuff out. And then Cruz, I was like thinking, oh, let's get her like something from Lululemon or, because I feel like Lululemon's trendy for young girls. Yeah. And it's like, you can buy her a really cute, like blue or pink top and she'll be happy. And then he was like, Mom, I already know what I want to get her. I want to get her a pair of blue Nike Dunks.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because he likes Nike Dunks. So, of course.
Thoughtful.
So he went online, picked him out. Of course, I had to get it from that stupid StockX place that it takes forever to get stuff in. So he and her exchanged yesterday, and her mom's really cute. Her mom messages me right before Christmas, and she's like, hey, do you have any ideas for Cruz? I'm not going to say his girlfriend's name, but so-and-so is thinking about getting him a real big stuffed turtle, because Cruz's favorite animal, he's the only person I've ever met whose favorite animal is a turtle. And so I was like, oh, he loves turtles. I'm sure he'd love that. I said, but he likes fishing, so she can get him like lures or fishing lures and things like that, and he would love that as well. So she bought him this mystery tackle box. He was in heaven, and he bought her these shoes. And then his mom's girlfriend wrote me yesterday, and she was like, so-and-so loved her shoes. Now she wants to get Cruz a pair. What are his size? So it's really cute. So he has this like relationship with his girlfriend. And like I said, I don't know if they really even talk that much.
But they give each other gifts.
But like sometimes I'll look over and she'll be like, hey. And then he'll write her back, hey.
That's it until tomorrow.
Yeah. Then the next day, what's up? Nothing. It's so funny. It's so funny. But yeah, so it's cute. It's cute.
Man.
Yes.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes, it's so sweet.
All right, so my mom and I were talking right before the new year, and she's like, what are your New Year's resolutions? And one of them, obviously, I think like every year, my New Year's resolution is to eat healthy. But I was like, this year, I'm starting off the year by doing keto. My mom loves keto, and I was like, there is no easier way to do the keto diet than with Factor.
I use Factor to get started with keto, and it was so easy, but the food is really, really good because it's hard to find, especially delivery systems where the food is amazing and something that you look forward to
and it's good. It's really good.
It doesn't come frozen like a lot of others. It's fresh. It's so, so amazing. And they have tons of options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and a lot more.
In addition to ready-to-eat meals, they have cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep you energized during frantic times.
So for me, I always, if Travis is home, I will usually cook for the kids and the family, but I really do not like cooking. I've never liked cooking. I do it because I'm married, and that's, what my husband thinks I need to do with my time. But he travels a lot, right? Because he travels a lot for business. And a lot of times, this week, he hasn't been traveling, but he has a lot of people in town because we were gone. So every night he's whining and dining a client or a customer. So whenever I know that he's not going to be home, I will do Factor and I will have a whole week's worth of meal. But also for lunch, I do not I think it's the perfect thing for lunch. I never cook lunch for myself.
You pop it in the microwave, it's 2 minutes. My favorite time for Factor to arrive is when I arrive back home, after a trip, because I have no groceries, but then ta-da! Meals at my door.
Head to factormeals.com/weeklydose50 and use code weeklydose50 to get 50% off. That is insane.
I gave my mom that code last week. I was like, that is too good of a deal to pass up.
That is so much cheaper than grocery shopping. I know because I have to grocery shop all the time and it is depressing.
The grocery store is expensive.
So expensive. Head to factormeals.com/weeklydose50 and use code weeklydose50 to get 50% off. That's code weeklydose50 at factormeals.com/weeklydose50 to get 50% off.
So remember a few weeks ago, I went off on this podcast on one of my family members?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that the other day because I was with my family and I was like, I wonder how Trey's Christmas is going.
Well, I wasn't sure if they heard it. So then I replayed it on the Mr. podcast, doubled down and told them to suck a dick. I have since found out they heard it.
Oh, what did they say?
Not much of a response. They were like, we are just so hurt by what Trey said. And still, suck a dick. I know. I was like, I'm hoping for a phone call. I'm luring you in over here. I would love to talk to you. No, but I got nothing.
Oh, he's definitely not going to call you now.
I know.
He's definitely not. I mean, if I were him, I would not call you because I do not like confrontation. I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to wait 5 years and see if I see you at a family reunion and how you act.
Then keep my name out of your mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Trey.
The number of people we've pissed off on this podcast over the year. Well, maybe it's just me.
No, it's usually just you.
Oh, no, you have two.
Yeah, well, maybe
There's
one or two.
There's a few coming to my mind now that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I regret none of them.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know if I do either. Yeah. I mean, it's you know what? Because we're always in jest, right?
You know what? It's always someone that starts it. Someone else starts it, and we just come on here and we talk about it and we clear it up. But you know what? I was telling someone the other day, there is something that we recorded on this podcast that would have been some great drama that we ended up scrapping, and I'll tell the story one day. I promise I will.
Yes, one day.
But
not today.
There's two things. I have some good stuff in the bucket.
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
The beachside inn and resort.
Yes.
I still haven't told that story. That's a good one. And I was thinking about that. I feel like I'm in the clear now. I'm going to call Travis after this and find out.
Call him.
And then the other situation.
Yes.
But just know that it's in the bucket and it's ready for you whenever Stephanie will let me unleash it.
I feel like we have to wait a little bit longer, and then we'll unleash the fun. We'll unleash the fun. Which, by the way, the beachside inn and resort was actually very funny. I stand by that. It was very funny. And your stories were so funny on the beachside inn and resort.
But like the best part is what happened after. And that's the part I haven't even gotten to share yet. Like for what, legal reasons? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm because I don't want to get my husband in trouble and then it be my fault. So I I don't want to piss somebody off and then, him.
Well, I'll leave you
in
with
the
this.
middle.
Someone no longer has a job after that situation. Can I say that?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes, that's true. Yes. And then we'll get
But there's so much more to it.
There's so much more to it. Okay, so I have the funniest video, but I feel like it's going to have to be played. I'll play it for you, but I feel like our producers are going to have to play it separately. Okay. And, so let me set you up. So we're in Montana.
Okay.
And it is my mom, my dad, my sister, brother-in-law, her kid, obviously my whole family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Travis, he lost his mom and dad this year. So his brother, sister, and their 2 kids came. And we're all here at the same time in one house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then his other sister has a place there. So she was coming in, and then his brother Joey and his wife came in towards the end. Anyway, it's important to know this because it's like my family and his family. So my dad and mom are very Southern, but my dad is very country, right? Like raised in a very, very small town. And he kept
smaller than Whitefish?
Like teeny tiny, like a little smaller than the town that I grew up, which I grew up in Coweta. It's super small if you know anything about like Oklahoma's little towns.
Which I'm sure all of you know a lot about Oklahoma.
I'm sure. Hopefully Oklahoma people are listening. So anyway, so he is very country, right? And sometimes he says things and it sounds different than the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my brother-in-law, my dad was telling my brother-in-law about how, he loves Dr. Pepper. Okay. And Tanner was like, oh, yeah, that's great. And then my dad was like, have you ever had Dr. Pepper and peanuts? Have you ever done this? Or do you know anybody who has, being from Texas? Okay, so it's like you take a bottle of Dr. Pepper, you dump some of the Dr. Pepper or drink it out, a little bit of it out, and then you dump a little, like a bag of salted peanuts in the Dr. Pepper, and then you drink them together. So you drink the Dr. Pepper and get some peanuts with the Dr. Pepper, right? So my dad was telling Tanner about this drink. Anyway, and so my dad went and bought a Dr. Pepper and peanuts one night to show Tanner how to make this drink. And I will play you the video and audio in a second, and we'll post the video because it's so dang funny. Anyways, but my dad, instead of it sounding like peanuts, his country accent made it sound like penis. It's the funniest video. I had no idea what kind of magic he filmed until I watched it.
All right, there you go. Okay. First of all, he started by drinking some of his Dr. Pepper to make room for the peanuts.
Yeah.
So now he's coming back with his bag of salted peanuts. Must be salted peanuts. There's a little hole at the top. Just a little hole. You don't want too big a hole.
Okay.
And you want to make a funnel out of your hand like that. Pour your peanuts in there. Kind of slowly. You don't have to get in a hurry. The bottle's not going anywhere. And you go like that. You see the peanuts going in there. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
There you go. And then when you get through, you'll pick it up and you'll drink. You'll take about 3 or 4 peanuts with your drink.
Cheers.
You can, you gotta have your little peanuts with it. And then you chop those little peanuts up, that Dr. Pepper, and oh my gosh, it'll make you.
Okay, you have to admit, it's the funniest thing.
If you would have just played that and wouldn't have shown me the video, I would have thought it was something so different.
Isn't it so funny?
Oh, have you told your dad this?
Oh my God. So we were my sister-in-law, Robin, I was not there when this happened, right? Travis and I went and ran some errands, came back, and Robin's like, oh my gosh, your dad is my hero. And Robin listens to this podcast. So I love you, girl. And I said, what in the world are you talking about? She's like, you have to watch this. Like, your dad is my hero right now. Like, he's the funniest person. So I watch it, and I am crying, laughing, because it sounds like he's saying penis the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I show my mom, she's like crying. My dad's like, you guys have a dirty mind. But yes, he
goodness.
doesn't say, I think he misses the T at the end. So it just, every time he says penis, it sounds like penis.
Wow.
So good. The video and the audio make it perfect. It's like the best video I have.
Oh, man.
It's better than you thought, right, Trey?
That is better than I thought. Oh.
So yes, you're
Wow.
welcome, people.
Gotta make the peanuts fit.
Yes, we will play that. We'll put that on the podcast. Yes, whenever it comes out, we'll put the video so you have it all in its complete glory. It's amazing.
Are you caught up with the Gypsy Rose Blanchard documentary?
Okay, so I think so. I watched like where she's getting married, and then I didn't have time to finish it, so I went on TikTok and watched like a million things on it. It was really
TikTok's loving them some Gypsy.
Yeah,
And you know what? She is walking around New York for the first time. She bought herself a Dior bag with that
she has, like,
Lifetime money.
8 million followers.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
people
doing
love
good.
People are loving.
They love them some Gypsy.
And I didn't realize that she getting out of prison was worth like $3 million.
What do you mean?
Because so this is TikTok. So I never know how accurate it is, but I feel like they're pretty smart. So I guess with like the Lifetime thing and then something else.
She had her movie that came out when she was in prison.
Yeah, I heard
Act, yeah.
that. And maybe the Lifetime thing, but I heard like she's worth like $3 million.
Oh, I'm sure.
So people were kind of giving that guy a little bit of a rough time because they're like,
Her husband?
yeah, yes. Yeah. I sent this to Trey yesterday to read on the podcast, but this guy that she's married to, before we go into the thing, posted a picture like of himself on his Instagram page, and Gypsy commented on this picture. And Trey, please read it.
Okay. I would love to.
It's so ridiculous.
She said, and this is to her husband, she said, Ryan, don't listen to the haters. I love you and you love me. We don't owe anyone anything. Our family is who matters. If you get likes and good comments, great. If you get hate, then whatever, because they don't matter. I love you. Besides, they jealous because you are rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life. That is a mic drop.
Oh my gosh. So all of these people on TikTok are going to their husbands or significant others and copying, pasting that whole like the D is fire, that whole thing on their significant other's account, just seeing what they do.
You need to post that on Travis's page.
It's so funny. Okay, if I do, then people just know that it's.
Okay, when this comes out, when
Yes.
does this come out? Thursday?
Yes.
You have to post it on his most recent photo. And
Okay.
everyone needs to go like it.
He's gonna think I'm having a nervous breakdown. If I get divorced the next day, that's why. He's gonna be like, she is crazy. Yes, okay, you have to do that to your husbands as well.
Okay, great.
Zach, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So it was so funny, but all these people are doing it, and it's so the trends that like especially the younger generation come out with are so dang funny.
Well, y'all are real brave for going after her husband. Like, she will kill you.
Yes, 100%. Like, don't mess with her.
Like, she got a record. She ain't afraid to go back.
So I'm a little like, my moral compass is a little confused with this whole thing. Okay, right? Because I do not believe in murder, but I feel bad for her. Like, I can put myself in her shoes and I'll be like, you probably feel very trapped, right? Like, do I think she should have killed her mom? No.
Well, how much of the documentary have you watched?
I mean, I watched up until
Like what
they
episode
were
are you
talking
on?
about like 5, I think 5.
Okay,
So,
okay.
I mean, almost to the end.
Yeah.
Like, girlfriends getting married and told her dad and they wanted her to live with them and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So I watched up until then. But I am a true crime fanatic. Like, if you killed somebody, I want to know all about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love 2020. Like, I watch that in my spare time. I really do love it. So I get like her past, and I get probably why she felt like there
The
was
motive.
no way out. Like, I do. There was definitely a motive there. But, you know, the Jesus side of me says murder is still wrong. So I don't know.
And she says that too, but she's like, I know I was never going to be free
Yes.
until she was dead. She tried to kill her once before.
Okay, so I did not know that until watching the documentary with a BB
She
gun.
tried to shoot her, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean, you know what's crazy is I saw something else where, and I forgot about this, but the mom, I guess, was it the neighbor or somebody she was talking to, and the neighbor was like, if she told me, I don't know if I would have believed her if she said like this is happening. She said because the mom told everyone that not only did she have cancer and have all these other issues with her, but she was also mentally not of sound, sound mind. So she was like, I don't know if I would have believed her because the mom
really sold the story. What I think is so interesting, the way I think it was episode 2 in the documentary, they have all these doctors that had seen Gypsy prior that are doing these little interview bits. And Gypsy's like, she's kind of disputing what they're saying in her jail interview. She's like, I'm not saying they're lying, but no one stepped in and tried to help me. No one. She's like, it seems like right now they're trying to save their own ass.
Like family members?
No, doctors.
Oh.
She was like, the doctor didn't have me one-on-one. My mom would have never allowed that. There was no moment where the doctor said, are you okay? That couldn't have happened. My mom wouldn't have let that happen. Like, I don't remember that. I think he's saying that to save himself at this point.
Well, because if you're a doctor, and I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know what the statute of limitations are, but I'm guessing you probably are a little, if you're like doing all these surgeries and doing all this stuff to somebody who's super healthy.
She had teeth removed.
Yes.
She had her, what was it? Like her saliva glands, like weird stuff.
Like a feeding tube put in, like really crazy things.
I don't know. I see why she killed her.
No, I mean, it's like, no, again, I see the motive. I just, it's just so crazy to me that I'm happy that she has her life back, and I'm hoping that she's a good person that did a really bad thing that's still a good person, because I do think not everyone is bad.
Well, and she's like, I don't have my life back. I now have my life. Like, she has never experienced so much of this. What I thought was very interesting, I saw her on The View 3 days after she was out of prison, something like that. Maybe it was a week. And she's very well media trained. But then I watched the documentary and it's like, oh, you've been doing interviews for 4 years. This is like, she kind of spent her time in prison doing all this.
Yes. Do you think...
Which, what a way to pass time, you know?
Do you feel... The only thing that I did feel that was maybe a little manipulative was like her thing with guys. Like I felt like there was some, like with her husband and then talking to other people on the side. And I just felt like there's definitely, you can tell that she knows how to be manipulative.
Yeah, but I would kind of expect that.
Like very childlike.
Yeah, but like... Yeah. That is what she saw as survival from her mom.
Yeah.
Is manipulation.
No, I mean,
get a free
again,
laptop, free trip, free house.
Yes.
It's like...
Yes, so I'm interested. I do think that's like watching it. I think the one thing that she really has to work on, obviously, beyond a lot of trauma, is like you can sense that there's like a manipulation that she just naturally has, even with like her fiancés, husbands, whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fascinating. But a lot of it was stuff that I had already watched on like, the movie that came out about her and then the 2020 things. So a lot of it you already knew, but it was interesting. I'm glad she has her life back. I think it's good that she's out. I just hope that she learns and grows but it's just, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You sent me this TikTok the other day.
Yes.
About Casey Anthony's parents doing some sort of documentary.
Yes. Okay. So I have not watched the whole thing yet, but we're going to get into this next week. And people listening, please get into it. So what it is, I want to say it's either on Netflix or Hulu, but they, from what I've gathered, are watching her they've never watched her documentary before that she did.
They watched her Peacock documentary.
But they watched her Peacock documentary, and they're going in and saying things. And I think that from what I'm gathering, they have a lot of proof that a lot of things that she said maybe were not honest, which I felt at the time watching it, because I'm like, girlfriend definitely killed her child. But it's another one that I'm interested to watch, is that one.
Interesting. That's a good, let's pull that back up, all the Casey Anthony stuff.
Yes.
Have you watched, oh my gosh, it's on Netflix, what's it called? Fool Me Once.
No, I watched 2 episodes, and then my husband started watching it without me, and then I have to do that on my own. I'll watch it. I heard it's amazing by so many people.
Oh my gosh, my mom texted me, was like, you have to watch this, and she never gives me a show recommendation. So I was like, ooh, on it, and wow.
It was so good.
I really had a moral conflict yesterday. We watched like 3 episodes, Zach and I did, and then I was like, I could easily finish this today while he's at work, but I didn't.
No. See,
Because I didn't want to be a little Travis, but
Travis did. He was sick and he laid in bed and watched it. And then I kind of gave up. But I'm going to get back in there. I'm going to get back in there and watch it. But no, everybody is talking about it. Everyone says it's so good. I just have not finished it. You know what else I've not finished? And you said is really good is Beverly Hills. I have heard, and I want to see if you agree.
so I'm a couple weeks behind. Salt Lake just totally took the trophy.
Oh, Trey, I feel like you're always so good. I know. I have heard from people that this is a really good year, like one of Erica's best years.
I'm not interested in Erica.
Do you agree or not?
I don't know. I am only interested in Sutton at this point. She is the only one bringing it on that show. I don't think Kyle's bringing it. I think Dorit's a waste of space. I think Garcelle's not doing much. The new girl's not doing much. I don't like the whole, like, her going after, like, Sutton's medical issue thing. Yeah. Like, I expected more. They really hyped this up during Scandival that this is going to be like Scandival Part 2. It's not. Salt Lake City just stole your trophy.
What about like Kyle and that girl?
I don't care anymore.
Like that's
I don't care if Kyle's a lesbian. Yeah. Like she's at this long, that story's been going on for what, 8 months? Like it's okay. Next.
So like as an audience member, you do not care because I am definitely
but like
behind
Monica, I didn't know Monica was, Reality Von Tease. That just like blew my mind because that wasn't in the press. Like, I remember you said something before the season even started, like, oh, this is how it ends. And it was like, okay, but that was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Like, So, I don't know. Everyone else has a lot to live up to. When is Jersey coming back?
I don't know. I don't really care about.
I don't either.
Yeah, I have not watched.
I don't either. Also, when is that episode of, or that season of Girls Trip where Brandy and Caroline get into it happening? Is that ever happening or is that just done?
I have no idea. I think sometimes Bravo will squash things until they find it safe to come out.
Yeah.
Like they'll kind of squash it for like a year or two and then you'll be like, oh, I forgot about that. And then they come out and then people are kind of over whatever it is that they had squashed it for. So
you know what I do love is Jeff Lewis's show on Amazon.
Oh, I've never watched it. It's
he
good.
is so funny. He is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
one
kind
to
of
watch.
one of those people that says everything that he
he's like
feels and more. Yeah, he's funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's very funny. Okay, so we are going to Montana for your birthday. Well, before your birthday coming up. And when I was there, whenever we're there, something really fun is happening there. And I really want Trey to do it, but I'm sure he won't. And that is in Montana, like the first week of February. I've never been to this, but they have it to where it's like the penguin crawl. Penguin plunge. And people dress up in like their penguin outfits or whatever, like different outfits or like, swimsuit or whatever. And then they have like this, it's snowing there. So on the mountain, they have this huge hole that they dig in the snow, and I guess it's filled with water from what it looks like online. And then people like walk through it, and it's like the thing to do. They like jump in it, get all wet, and it's like freezing outside. And it is, I think they raise money. I don't know what they raise money for, but it's like a fundraiser that they do. That same weekend, they have like a huge parade in town. Like it's a really big weekend there.
Yeah, I just don't know why I would ever want to put on my penguin onesie and jump in water.
Because it's your birthday.
So that's even more reason for me to not do it.
Fun for
but
you.
I did enlist my good little friend Jordan Law. He said he would gladly do it.
So he's going to do it.
That's what he said.
Okay, so
he'll do anything.
I think I have a penguin onesie at my house.
Well, interesting.
From Chance.
That's convenient.
Like 2 years ago, I believe because Halloween, his advisory, they always dress up. And I swear one year they were like animals, and I think he was a penguin, if I'm not mistaken. Like they each were like different. They like did a zoo thing.
Interesting.
And I think he was a penguin. I'm going to see if I have that. If so, I have Jordan covered.
Well, I'm very excited for Montana. I think it's going to be a fun trip.
It'll be so much fun. So Trey's like,
what do you... You've been talking about
Trey's like, what do you wear? And I'm like, the most casual things ever. Like I would wear this like to dinner at night. Like it's very, very casual.
Well, we have a fancy friend, Stephanie and I, and she is coming on the trip. And she the other day was a little stressed about what she's going to wear.
Hasn't she been there before? She knows it's super casual.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm preparing for the best.
Yeah, it's like
of outfits.
Jeans are like dressing up a little bit, and it's also going to be so cold. Like you think it's cold outside right now. It's so cold there. So like your warmest, like I would say that's like, I think my favorite thing about it. It's so casual. So our neighbors across the street came over and brought Travis and I like a little gift, and then invited us to go to their house after my family had left for like a little dinner. And it was so nice. They invited like some other people in the neighborhood that we had not met, and then some people like down a little bit on the mountain. And we had a dinner party, and it was so much fun. And they were even talking about like that weekend, like it's supposedly like a really fun big weekend there.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's very, very, very exciting. So it'll be fun. Trey does not ski, and I told him if anybody that skis, like you definitely want to do that because I live right off a lift, so it's so much fun. But the whole time I was there, I did night skiing. I'd never night skied before. It was
that sounds fun.
So much better than, in my opinion, day skiing. And it's like so cheap too. So it's $25 to night ski. First of all, then another thing about like, I don't know if every Montana mountain, but like in Whitefish, skiing is like, it's like $80 or $85.
It's one of the
for a
cheapest
lift.
in the country.
I
for a
do
lift
not know a
pass.
place that's like a better price because I am paying for cruise to go to Vail, and it is like $700 for 4 days. It's something like crazy. Yeah, just for his lifts, because he has his own boots, his own skis, like everything. Just for him to get his butt up and down the mountain for 4 days. It was insane.
I'd be like, walk.
It's insane. So I was telling Trey, I'm like, anyone that skis the mountain's amazing, and it's really, really reasonable. And they have for beginners, like I feel like I'm selling this place now. For beginners, they have something, because Trey was like, Zach wants to learn to ski. My nephew did last year, or no, for spring break. And they have for beginners where you can do a lesson, like a full day lesson, and like your rentals and everything, and your lift for $85. That is for like a small group lesson, rentals,
cheap.
everything. That's like dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think everyone's skiing except for me and Jordan. Jordan was like, I'm just going to take a gummy and play with my inner tube outside.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, me
yes.
too.
I mean,
that sounds great.
I will say the hot tub, Travis is like a very much go big or go home person. The hot tub is humongous. It would fit 25 people easily.
Oh my gosh.
It's so big. Yeah, and it's fun. It's fun. You just kind of sit there and watch people.
I'm excited.
It's fun. It's fun. I'll watch Beverly Hills, and I'll let you know next week. I will actually come and talk about it and let you guys know what I think.
Yes, and then we'll have our Salt Lake recap.
I'm going to catch up. And then I'll do Salt Lake as well, and we'll have our Salt Lake recap.
Yep.
Yes. But in the meantime, thank you guys for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast. And you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS.
Bye.
Yay Networks.